So we have Lex Fridman inviting the former president of the United States, Donald Trump, to a podcast interview. Lex Fridman asked Trump about Joe, like, what's up with you and Joe, you know?
Let me ask you about my good friend Joe Rogan. So you had a bit of tension with him.
And for those that don't understand what I'm talking about, it seemed like Donald Trump was upset that Joe Rogan, I guess, quote unquote, endorsed RFK.
Alex Jones here to respond to the firestorm controversy of Joe Rogan supposedly endorsing RFK Jr. over Donald Trump.
The only one who's not doing that is Robert F. Kennedy Jr.
You a fan?
Yeah, I am a fan. Yeah, he's the only one that makes sense to me. He's the only one that he doesn't attack people. He attacks actions and ideas.
Now, I'm not defending Joe right now because I've known him 25 plus years.
Joe Rogan did not endorse RFK, and he had to kind of clear it up. Joe Rogan, here's what he says. For the record, this isn't an endorsement. This is me saying that I like RFK Jr. as a person, and I really appreciate the way he discusses things with civility and the intelligence. I think we could use more of that in the world. I also think Trump raising his fist and saying fight after getting shot is one of the most American fucking things of all time. I'm not the guy to get political information from. If you want that from a comic, go to comic Dave Smith. He actually knows what he's talking about. But we're gonna watch this video and we're gonna break it down a little bit because it's a lot better that way.
Speaking of marijuana, let me ask you about my good friend Joe Rogan. So you had a bit of tension with him. So when he said nice things about RFK Jr., I think you've said some not so nice things about Joe, and I think that was a bit unfair.
Apparently he got triggered because he thought that Joe endorsed RFK, and this is what he truthed, because he's not on Twitter or X. So it says here, it would be interesting to see how loudly Joe Rogan gets booed the next time he enters the UFC ring, MAGA 2024.
And as a fan of Joe, I would love to see you do his podcast because he is legit the greatest conversationalist in the world. So yeah. What's the story behind the tension?
I don't think there was any tension.
Until recently that RFK endorsed Donald Trump, he was like, forget about it, right? Like, Joe Rogan, he was always my friend. He was always my friend, right?
And I've always liked him, but I don't know him. I mean, I only see him when I walk into the arena with Dana and I shake his hand. I see him there. And
Joe Rogan tells this story about Donald Trump always shaking people's hands so aggressively.
How Trump does the thing where he just pulls them.
Dude, he got me.
Did.
Motherfucker got me. Sitting down, and he looks at me, and he goes like this, and he gets up, starts walking towards me, and I get up, and I reach over with my hand, and he gets, and I'm over a table. He really fucking got me. He got me good.
He's good at what he does, but I don't know about doing his podcast. I mean, I guess I'd do it, but I haven't been asked, and I'm not asking them, you know. I'm not asking anybody.
It sounds like a challenging negotiation situation.
No, it's just...
I mean, according to Joe has said that Trump's team has actually tried to negotiate, you know, some sort of podcast thing.
What happened with the Trump? What's the backstory there? And did you consider having him on? Did you like weigh it? Did you think about it? Not really.
They kept coming back with. They wanted me to do it at the White House, and I was like,
"Whoa!"
I can't imagine.
Can you imagine that? Oh my.
It's not really a negotiation. And he's sort of a liberal guy, I guess, you know, from what I understand. But he likes Kennedy. This was before I found this out, before Kennedy came in with us. He's going to be great. Bobby's going to be great. But I like that he likes Kennedy. I do too. You know, he's a different kind of a guy.
Well, he likes him now because he was endorsed by him very recently.
Overnight, a major endorsement and shakeup in the presidential race. Independent candidate Robert F. Kennedy Jr. taking the stage with Donald Trump.
I'm very pleased to welcome a man who has been an incredible champion for so many of these values that we all share, and we've shared them for a long time.
RFK endorsing the former president.
Don't you want a president who's going to protect America's freedoms?
And suspending his own campaign.
We don't agree on everything, but on the values and the issues that bind us together.
Telling supporters he will try to remove his name from the ballot in swing states where he could be a spoiler for Trump. In this extremely tight race, Kennedy's supporters could be a deciding factor. Our latest poll showing him at about 5%.
He gave up on the race because apparently he's trying to get a job in the government, like every other politician out there, you know? And, you know, it's that quick switch up, too. It's like, oh, yeah, all of a sudden now I'm not so jealous of Rogan liking RFK. You know, it doesn't accept me as much because RFK is my friend now.
But he's got some great things going. And I think he's going to be beyond politics. I think he could be quite influential in taking care of some situations that you probably would agree should be taken care of.
And then at the end there, he says, yeah, Joe is a valuable tool in my arsenal because he's an influential component in the system, social media, and, you know, the internet and the podcast world. There you guys have it. I guess the beef is now over, or the whole drama has sizzled out because basically RFK and Donald Trump are in the same team now. So there's no jealousy. There's no being upset at Rogan for this. So everything's good now. All right, guys, I'm going to let you guys go here. Like and subscribe. Comment down below. And I'll see you guys for another one. Bye-bye.